All right, I'm out at Fitchburg Fire Station #1 with our #1 guest, Mark Malekish. Mark, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. We've never done an interview. We're at the lobby area of Fire Station 1 here. Just pretty cool stuff in the background here. A little history.
Yeah, lots of history, and we'll get into some more history here shortly. But this is my first time doing a off-site shoot for Fact TV.
Is it really?
This is fun.
Well, here we go. It's a busy day, actually. We just finished up with a press conference talking about soy foam. And for folks not familiar with what took place here, the fire department got a donation of some soy foam. And your chief's story of seeing it at a conference and signing up to win paid off because we ended up with some soy foam.
Yeah, so it was discovered quite a while ago that firefighting foam, which really chemically sort of makes the water wetter, it breaks up the surface tension of the water, to be a complete geek about it, that contained PFAS, sort of the forever chemical that we're finding in so many places, and that's a contributor to firefighter cancer because we were right in the thick of the foam. So a newer, safer alternative is very welcome, and we're really happy to receive this donation and start looking towards the future of sort of PFAS-free firefighting.
Is the foam that we have before we had this soy foam PFAS-free, or would as far as making the switch, are we for what we have now today to going to that in the future? Is that different?
So, good question. So I'm an old guy firefighter. I've been at it for a couple of years. And back when I started, everything had PFAS in it. They did start an initiative to, once they realized what PFAS was, to start removing it. And there were some products out there. But as far as I know, this one is the sort of leading the way in terms of being biodegradable, sort of environmentally friendly, as well as being PFAS free and doing the work that we needed to do to break up that surface tension of the water and help us extinguish fires faster.
All right. Well, we'll come back to talking about why you use foam, because I said when you said geek out, that was an indicator to me that we're going to ask more questions down the road. But we got other things to get to. You mentioned that you want to talk because this happened in March in 1911, the Triangular Shirtwaist Factory Fire. Worst industrial fire in American history.
It was. So in my line of work, all of our fire codes, people ask me all the time, how do you guys come up with the fire codes? Well, every fire code is born in tragedy, for lack of a better way to put it. So we look to history to say, well, this didn't work very well. Maybe we should change some rules. Maybe we should do our buildings different. Maybe we should do a number of things. And the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire was a huge loss of life. And as a result of that loss of life, better exiting is really what came out of it. So more government oversight, which I know can be a dirty word sometimes, but what was happening inside the factory was in order to reduce breaks and theoretically up productivity, they were blocking off exits so people couldn't go outside and have a smoke when they weren't supposed to, unauthorized breaks. When they blocked off those exits and by chance a fire started, it's believed that it started as a result of a discarded cigarette, of all things, right? But once that fire started, the employees of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory did not have ways to get out. They were very limited. And because of that, 146 people died as a result of smoke inhalation mostly.
And you go out and do fire inspections of our industrial, so we've got a couple of big ones here. Tell us what, just pulling the curtain back a little bit here, tell us what you're looking for besides exits when you are looking at industrial sites. There's a lot of, I can just imagine there's a lot of things you're looking for, but.
Yeah, there's a million and one things. I consider it sort of a safety consultation, right? We're looking for ways for any business, whether it's mom and pop store or whether it's a giant appliance factory, whatever it happens to be, we want them to be as safe as possible. And most everything in the building code and most everything in the fire code really boils down to, can people get out of the building if bad things start to happen? So on top of the list is egress, egress, egress. We're always looking to make sure that exit doors are working correctly, that they're in the right places, that they're marked, that the employees know where they are, and they know evacuation routes. Among other things, I'm looking at some of the electrical. Are they using extension cords instead of house wiring that goes to a breaker? Are they storing their chemicals appropriately? Are they doing all those things? But first and foremost is, can we get the people out of the building?
Yeah, no, I can just imagine. I mean, there's so much detail to it, and your partners too. I mean, they're partners with you on safety too. I've seen it firsthand at some of the industrial places here. I mean, they want to partner with you to bring safety first. So.
Yeah, and speaking locally, we have some big companies here in Fitchburg. Their safety teams are fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm in almost constant contact with them. They are working with me on any number of things, whether it's a faster response, whether it's numbering doors so we go to the right door, getting maps of their buildings, you name it, we're working on it together. So they have some great teams over there.
All right, pretty cool stuff. Moving on, we got a lot of topics to cover today. We're jumping into the grilling season. We've got some taste of some very warm weather, and I don't think there was one grill that didn't get fired up during that time. Although some people may have run into some issues pending on grilling, but if you were going to pick a few top items to consider as the grilling season unofficially gets started, what would you say?
Yeah, so I'm going to start with, I live in a single family home. So move your grill away from your house. It's really that simple. If you can move it up 10-ish feet away from the building before you start it up, so much the better. That way it doesn't have a chance to get into the vinyl siding or what other, wood siding, whatever it happens to be. It gets it away from the house so that if something does go bad, it's less likely to spread to the structure. The other thing is, understand what you're using. If you're using LP, natural gas, or propane, when usually you'll turn your burners on. When you do that, keep the lid open because that propane will build up. And then when you go to ignite it, it will go poof in a bad way. If you're using charcoal, a little lighter fluid actually does go a long way. It's not necessarily a case of more is better.
I thought that's the taste thing, right?
Well, everybody has their own thing. I prefer mine not to. But then when you're done, make sure that those coals have cooled to the touch, basically. I had an old chief who used to say, if you can't put your hand in a charcoal fire after it's been extinguished, or a charcoal grill, then it needs to stay outside and cool more. And I can actually talk about a quick incident that I ran into once where a charcoal grill was moved into a garage before it had cooled. And we got called for a carbon monoxide alarm going off.
Well, because it was
turned out it was a building that had all electric, didn't have any natural gas, it didn't have any gas burning appliances. We couldn't find the source. It was used in the overhead garage door. It was moved inside, garage door closed, but the garage was chock full. So when we stuck our heads in the door, we couldn't see the grill. It was only through interviews and talking to people that the one guy's like, well, I was grilling. So we pinpointed it to this grill that was still sort of burning inside the garage, but it was producing carbon monoxide to the level of it could have been a bad incident. It could have been fatal.
Well, I said take your precautions. Make sure you clean that grill up too. I always think of the grease fires too, like that buildup of grease. You you left it last season. We all know you did it. So, make sure you take the time to clean it up and get it ready for another great grilling season. And finally, though we've already seen it across the county, you probably see big poofs of smoke, brush fire, brush fires in general. I mean, it has been dry. In fact, today I saw half of the state is in a high risk burning, for brush fires. But nevertheless, as we will be having some controlled burns happening here across the city, contracted service. But when you think of brush fires in general, what would you tell the public here?
So absolutely. First and foremost, if you light it, you own it, right? If you're going to start a fire, you got to understand that the responsibility for whatever comes of that fire is now your responsibility. It can lead to criminal charges. It can lead to huge expenses, to include paying for firefighting efforts. So be careful if you live outside of the urban service area and you want to burn off some brush or a fence row or whatever. That's fine. Call in, get a burn permit from us. It's simply a phone call and there's no cost to it. But then we'll ask you some questions about what you're going to do, how you're going to go about it, what's your safety plan. We'll ask all those questions and go ahead and do it, right? If it's inside of the urban service area, I've been getting burn plans emailed to me very regularly this spring. Generally speaking, have a third-party company come in and do it. These ecological companies that are out there doing the work do excellent work. It might not be the cheapest alternative, but that's the only way that you're going to be able to burn off, say, if you have a small prairie area or even a brush pile. We have several properties that sort of border between what is urban service area and what is agricultural. And for those properties, we're really trying to be careful with them because they've done it for a long time. They may have property, a farmland that actually borders a neighborhood. Okay. We're going to work specifically with those landowners to make sure that the right thing is happening on behalf of everybody, not just the way things have always been done.
All right. Well, if people have any questions about any of the stuff we talked about today, Mark, how can they get a hold of you?
As always, call me here at the fire station. Email, look us up on the website, but give us a call, ask for me, I'm Mark, and they'll know who you're asking for, and I'll be happy to work through it.
All right, Mark, appreciate the time as always.
Yeah, glad to be here.